Hello, good evening, and a warm welcome to The Turning Point. I am, of course, Newsline Faraz for some of you who keep insisting on calling me that, but you know me, I'm Faraz. And Turning Point is the new platform. Sri Lanka's stock market is almost on a daily basis going through record trading levels, and the all share index is continuously rising. And I thought, does this mean that the bad days of pumping and dumping are back? Or what is it that's really happening, especially during this new change, the change in Sri Lanka politically and so on? To explain this sort of conundrum that I'm faced with, I've got today a guest with me who was a former stockbroker and at one time Chief Operating Officer of Equity Stockbrokers here in Colombo. And now he is a equity investor in South Asian markets, and he also manages for private clients their investments in the same South Asian markets. And so to say that he has some experience in this region is a bit of an understatement. But he's right here, is Mr. Arjuna Dasanaika. Good evening, and thank you, Arjuna, for coming on to the program.
Good evening, Faraz. It's a pleasure to be here, and I think you've got a superb, nice outfit here.
Thank you, thank you. What is it that they say? Necessity is the mother of invention, and
Yes.
here I am. Arjuna, I've looked at the Sri Lanka stock market, and I'm proud on the one side because the all share index has gone up and up and up. And so I've got loads of questions for you. One is it a bubble? And when is it likely to go pop and everything comes crashing down? But more than that, how come the Sri Lankan stock market, the Colombo stock market, is continuing to attract more and more and more investors in the market? Is there any one reason, or is there several? And would you tell me?
I think several reasons are there.
Yeah.
One thing is, I think we're coming out of something that we never experienced before in bankruptcy.
So why is that then, Arjuna? How come our market attracts so much of attention and money in investment?
I think main thing is, I think we experienced something none of us experienced before, where we went into bankruptcy. And 3 years ago, things were really, really bad. We didn't know what was going to happen. But for the last 2 years, I think things have been much better than even the global, like the IMF, everyone thought. We have done much better than what they expected. And what is the interest rates are really down now, where rates were about 20% plus on treasuries, and bank deposits were all above 20%. And everyone was just holding on to the money and earning a good return. 20% return is very good.
Yeah.
But then now everyone has got into the situation where they have to file their taxes.
Yeah.
And I believe evading taxes is not possible in the current scenario, because if everything is linked.
Yes.
And the markets, the companies are doing well. You're seeing it in every quarter results better than the previous quarter. And with the IMF and most economists are saying that all sectors are growing in the country. So stock market is a very prudent investment for the new generation. And also the accessibility to the stock market is much better than what it was 10 years ago, because you can just do your trading by yourself. You see, so technology.
So there's no need for brokerage house or anything.
You have to go through a broker.
Yeah.
But you can do it yourself. You see, it's just.
So you need the broker to open your account.
Yes, you need the broker to. That also you can do it through the phone.
I see.
With your phone, you can open the account as long as you have all the documentation intact. You can get a CDS account opened within, I think, 24 hours.
Right. So ease of accessibility, but
Success,
yeah,
tax free.
yeah,
Most all stock market investments are tax free.
right,
See, your capital gains are tax free.
right,
Then your dividends
yeah,
are at source. It's a tax. The withholding tax is there,
yeah,
and the balance is also you don't have to show it in your income,
because it's
assessable
already,
income. Yeah,
so it's already been
yeah,
paid for,
yeah.
the dividend.
Whereas if you have a bank deposit, though
Yeah.
you have the withholding tax there, the balance is also included in your income, and you have to show it and you have to pay tax on it.
So it's subject to tax. If
Correct.
if
Yeah.
you're paying tax at 30%,
Yeah.
then all your income, if it's in a bank deposit and you have no stock market exposure, then you're liable to pay that 30% or whatever tax band you're in.
Correct.
All right, so
Your
understood.
bracket. Yeah.
But if you invested this money instead of in the bank and you put it in the stock market, the dividend income is they have a withholding tax, and the rest is in essence tax free.
Yes.
You do
Yeah.
it's not part of your assessable tax
Exactly.
income.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a big is that a big plus point?
That's a big plus point, and also the fact that you see now the interest rates are so low. You see, you get probably about 7% on a bank deposit. But there are companies in the stock market that pays dividends are probably more than 10%.
Right.
So recently there were a couple of companies that actually paid very high dividends, which was coming to about 11-12%.
Mm-hmm. So
So
tax free, in
yeah,
short.
no, yes. So
After the withholding tax.
the return is better than bank deposits.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So that's obviously an attraction.
Yes.
Does it bother investors or does it not that the exchange rate is now around, north of or close to
300
300?
plus. Well, from what it was in 2022,
Mm.
it's somewhat quite stable right now.
Mm.
Because so you don't have to say if you're doing any calculations or costings, you don't have to worry about the rates
Right.
every 3 months.
Yeah.
Earlier, it used to be that
Yeah.
you didn't know what the rate was every month.
So there's some stability in the market.
Quite a lot of stability, and you can see that from day to day life.
Yeah.
You can see it from if you go to a supermarket, you can see
Yeah.
the number of people in there.
What about the volatility of the different stocks? Are they fluctuating wildly during the trading day?
In some situations, yes, it does happen.
Mm.
But of course, you can see that is specifically because some large, you can see large transactions going through. You see some of the high net worths and large corporates start investing in the market. And for them to collect parcels, the larger parcels are going at higher prices.
Mm-hmm.
Or probably a lower price, but the volume goes. So as soon as you see that, there is almost a huge amount of people online trading.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as they see that, there's about 2,000 people start buying one stock.
Right.
And it you can see that fluctuation going, like not like earlier. You don't call a broker and say, I want that.
Right.
And then broker can't execute
Fast
1,000
enough.
people buying a stock at one time.
No.
So it's so fast, 1,000 people buy one stock, automatically you see a 2-3 rupiah, then it settles.
Right. So how does so basically from what you're saying, Sri Lanka stock market doesn't really lend itself to day trading, does it?
It does. It does. There
Oh, it
is
does.
there is a, you see, there are different profile of investors.
Right.
There are, you see, you get the school leaver
Yeah.
going up to say a retiree who is all trading online now.
Mm-hmm.
So the different profiles of investors are in the market, and their interests are different. Some people want to make probably 5,000 rupees for the day, and they get out, they buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon.
Mm.
So that is there, but the volume has increased tremendously. I mean, 6 years ago when I was there, I haven't seen the turnovers going beyond about 2 billion. But now you see daily you can see 5-6 billion, At times, it's about over 10 billion.
This is the turnover of the sale.
Yeah,
Right.
it's big.
So how does our market compare to, let's say, the Bombay stock market? Or is there no comparison?
Yes, of course, they also have the same. The investors a huge amount of
Yes,
interest.
the numbers are big.
Big. But the fact is that those companies are big as well. You see, if you want to, if a client wants to put $10 million, he can. There are enough companies that you can put.
Whereas in Sri Lanka?
Whereas in Sri Lanka, if you want to put a $10 million, you have to find a parcel. Generally, the banks are there. The liquidity is there in the banks, but very limited. And as you can't find 5 stocks there, you can invest a $10 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in conversation with Arjuna Dasanayake, who is a former stockbroker and currently a investor, a private investor in South Asian stock markets, equities markets, and also manages private funds for his very personal clients, also in the South Asian region. And we are discussing the state of play at the stock market in Colombo. So there is no real comparison then?
No, the numbers are large. We have technology is very good in Sri Lanka.
Let's take the highest capped market cap company in Sri Lanka. Where would they fit in the Bombay stock market?
Let's put it this way.
Would they in the top 100?
Nowhere.
No.
I would say that right now, for us, you will struggle to find a company that is $1 billion in market cap in the stock market in Sri Lanka. Yes. So it will be 1 or 2 maximum.
Just as a side, and for all those people who love Shah Rukh Khan, recently an Indian compiler of their rich list named and said that it's official. They said that Shah Rukh Khan is officially a dollar billionaire. Then came the other paragraph. It said, although Shah Rukh Khan is a dollar billionaire, he does not feature in the top 10 or the top 100 richest in India. So they must be all way richer than $1 billion.
Exactly. There's so many who are way richer than $1 billion in India.
So in Sri Lanka, do we have, before you start texting and saying all these businesses, let me say, this is a hypothetical question to you. Are there any transparently declared dollar billionaires in this country?
There are Sri Lankan origin billionaires for sure.
Of course. One is but I'm talking, yes, yes, of course.
Yeah. But I don't think anyone
who is ordinarily resident in this country.
Yes, if you really look at it, there are. If you add some of the sizes of some of the companies, then you can basically link 1 or 2 people into that.
But how possible is it? We are a $80 billion economy.
Actually, 100 billion.
Oh, now 100 billion.
Yes.
Okay, so there you go. So in the time that I've been off that other program,
we dropped to 71, and I think now we are back to 100.
Again.
Yeah.
Okay. So why? So they're all coming in, putting their money into the stock market. Why aren't they doing that with crypto then? In Sri Lanka.
For us, because we are actually building up our reserves.
Right.
So you see what is happening with the vehicle imports and all that. So you can't allow everything at once.
Right.
You see, there will be a time we will be allowed to
when
we are comfort. Yeah.
So Santa Claus AKD and his team can only carry so much on their shoulder.
But you see what is happening right now. You see what is the IMF bailout package for us?
Yeah.
It's $2.9 billion, right? In 3 years or 4 years. Whereas you can see from last year, December to now, the stock market has gone from 3 trillion to 8 trillion.
Okay.
That is 5 trillion is about, I think it's about 16 billion dollars.
Yeah.
Look at the size, how the creation of wealth in the
Right.
market.
Right.
So if there are more companies in the market, you will realize that's what, India also has gone to that status after a very long time. In the 90s, they were nowhere because their markets were not that big.
If you were to be very careful here, but if you were to tell the public, uh, I don't mean an individual share, but if you were to tell potential investors which kind of industry or industries would you recommend people invest their money in Sri Lanka?
For us, it's a start. If you're starting, if you are very will be well off investing in the banking and finance because it's well regulated. Some of the other companies are, of course, yes, the stock exchange he regulates everything, but the banking sector is actually very well regulated. Probably we are more regulated than some of the other countries in the region. So therefore, I would say banking and finance is where you should start.
Right.
Yeah. Once you get the hang of it, once you know how to invest, then you can just venture into others.
And how much of this let me follow um, the bigger investors is there? Um, Berkshire Hathaway has a huge following. People emulate him.
Yes.
And do we have that kind of a position here in Colombo?
Very much. Okay. There are several high net worths who people follow. That's why you said earlier. You said all of a sudden you see spikes.
Yes.
You see that is when the market gets to know someone big has bought a stake, and that he has done his research. He knows what's happening. Yeah. So the others also try to follow him. Yeah. And so that there are several high net worths.
Yeah.
And corporates that people follow.
Right. Yeah. So how confident are you for Sri Lanka? I mean, can we grow the economy only with the stock exchange, with the equities market?
Not with this current equity market.
No.
But with time to come, if a lot of more large government sector SOEs and all, if can get quoted, for example, Bank of Ceylon, People's Bank, then you will see even the foreign investors getting interested, because right now we are too small for some of these large investors, because the liquidity is such that you buy something, you have to hold on to it until someone else comes and buys it. Right. So that liquidity factor is not there. And if you, as I told you earlier, if you want to put up $10 million, it's difficult. You see, to find parcels, and the liquidity is really not there.
What about this, Ajna? Like you said, there's only so much that you can invest in. But would you argue a case for privatizing the large organizations or banded together? Would the government be better off in putting together something like Singapore's or Malaysia? Is it Temasek?
Singapore.
Yeah. Because they've amalgamated a lot of things.
Malaysia also has their own.
Right. So how would that work or not work in Sri Lanka?
It would work, but I think you see there are a lot of other things that has to happen here.
Yeah.
Before that.
Right.
But I see maybe in another. I love to think that in another 5 to 10 years we will also be somewhere close, where we would see if you quote the companies, if you publicly list these companies, this corruption and all that, a lot of things can be sorted out. You see, because every quarter, every quarter you have to show the show your performances. Whereas I read some of these government companies haven't even issued their annual reports for the last 3-4 years.
Yes.
So there is no transparency. We don't know. I mean, if it is listed in the CSE, you have to every quarter you have to show your performance through the results.
Indeed. For years and years, we had Hotel Developers Limited. I'm telling you the name, and that's the owning
Hilton.
company of the Colombo Hilton. Um, and for years and years, they didn't supply their accounts, and I think it was under Chairman Nadesan that it was done once after a very long time.
And then all the investors who had shares in it actually lost. They didn't get anything.
Indeed.
They just took it off the listing.
Yes. So Mr. Conor Pereira's dream finally resulted in almost zero,
Correct.
which is a negative story for the stock exchange, I suppose.
That's the thing. So there, you see, we are talking about FDIs.
Yes.
There are a lot more FDIs can come in through the stock exchange. You see, because it's there will be investors who will come and take over companies in the CSE. There will be, if not, I think yesterday or day before there was one such case where Gestetner was bought over by a Hong Kong based company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's, I think Gestetner used to be a photocopy company, but I think right now there are no operations. They just hold on to, they own a piece of land somewhere in Vauxhall Street. So like that, that was only small investment of about 200 million. But there will be larger investors who would like to come and take part in the
Now
local economy.
You represent some sort of high net worth individuals based outside who are not necessarily investing in Sri Lanka but in the regional market.
Yeah.
If you were to approach them to come to Sri Lanka and put their money here, what is the usual response you get, apart from them maybe saying to you, Arjuna, are you taking leave of your senses?
To tell you the truth, for us, they are not really considering, because they are fearful of the history that we have.
What is that history? Is that one of what?
No, even the bankruptcy and the corruption, all that, they are not comfortable. Whereas I can tell you, in Thailand, they have every 3-4 years there is a coup or whatever. But there is enough investors going there because their funds are not tied. Even if there is government changes, they have allowed. Apart from what happened in the late 90s with the Asian crisis, currency crisis, since then there is, there are people who are going into Thailand very, very easily. In fact, recently I can remember there was an investment of about $2.5 million in a company. 8 months later, they just took out almost $5 million.
Okay.
So, the liquidity is there, the comfort is there.
And that's another
Sri
point.
Lanka, and there are certain places that they just don't want to, because there's so many others in the world. We are not one.
We are not.
There's so many other places that people.
That's something else I wanted to ask you about the liquidity or the public float of companies listed.
Liquidity, public float, regulations, all that.
So why is it that there are some companies where the majority shareholder group would own in excess of, let's say, 90%, or 85%, 80%? Aren't there rules to?
No, there are rules, but it's within the rules to have up to 80%.
Right.
But there are companies that, due to certain, what they have transactions that they have done before, they are at some, I think one company has about almost 97%. But they are given time to basically unwind those positions.
So to divest some of that.
Yes. But the problem is, for that also you need to find big people. Right? The success of the market now, you will slowly see some people divesting some of their holdings. And that will be good, because that will create the liquidity. You see, right now there are companies, when the owners are selling, actually there is a lot of interest in the companies. You can see.
Recently I saw that one high net worth individual sold a part of his stake in a commercial bank, at about $18 million, about 5.5 billion rupees.
Correct. Yeah.
How come a big chunk like that didn't disturb the market?
Well, actually, I think the knowledge of that parcel being there was the reason why that particular stock was not moving beyond a certain price.
Okay.
So immediately after that transaction, you can see that I think the price had gone up by about 10 rupees.
Okay.
So the fact that there was someone to buy it,
Yeah.
earlier it would have been difficult, but the success of the market, current market, the way it is, there is confidence of people to buy it basically 100% above what it was 1 year ago.
And would you say that our big corporates like the JKH and Haley's and so on, would you say that their share price is a true reflection of their net assets value, or are they under par, so to speak?
Some of them are, yeah, I think, yeah, most of them are at par. Of course, some of them are still at discounted rate, but they can go far more than, the prices can improve much more than what it is now. If this trend goes, where you see, if we grow at 5%,
Yeah.
last year we grew at almost 5%, and this year we are going to grow at very likely, first half we have done almost 4.9%. So we are going 5% from a higher base of last year, whereas last year it was from a zero base or minus. So you didn't feel it. This year, by first quarter of next year, you will feel that we have grown. And following year also, if we keep this growth momentum going, then you will really feel. Right now we don't, but the most of the country doesn't feel that there is growth. But you will start to slowly feel that growth in about, I suppose, in about another 1 year, it will trickle down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what we had immediately after the war, from 2009 to 2011, that feel is going to come in again, I think. And the economy is much bigger than what it was.
Yeah.
It's $100 billion. Yeah.
So as we finish, let me ask you the last question, really. So maybe the turning point is that we have a new government with new commitments and inspiring the public in a different type of way. What is your
digitalization?
Yes, digitalization,
Yeah.
and so on. What is your own take when you're looking from outside? You're looking into Sri Lanka. Are you positive?
I am positive. I think there is, and also I think the next generation is far more Gen Z, and I think the current what's the other one before Gen Z is.
I don't know. We'll have to ask our producer, young Mr. Atif, about that.
So I think I see that with the investments, I see what's going on. You can see it, the conversations going on.
But this new generation of youngsters are all into tech.
That's the thing. So with tech, they know about companies, they study, that interest is there. Earlier, I mean, when we were young, it was not possible. You see, you had to go to a library and find, and but now it's much. I mean, everything is in your fingers.
There's a wonderful tale about how that iconic figure Harry Jayawardena and his partners bought the majority stake in the distilleries company. But that's another story for another day, for another program. Arjuna Dasanaka, thank you very much for being on the Turning Point. Thank you.
Thank you, Faraz. It was a pleasure.
Don't forget to press the subscribe button, will you? And then we'll send you even more and more of these exciting videos. Take care, have a great evening, and God bless you all.